In this lesson, we're going to talk about the solver tool. Now, the solver tool is one of these what-if scenarios where we may actually have a goal in mind, but we can't figure out how to get there. So for example, if you wanted to buy a house and you only have, let's say, $50,000 in cash to put into it, you need to figure out what kind of home you can buy in terms of cost, down payment, interest rate, etc. So the solver tool is going to be really good for that because it also allows for different constraints, meaning that I can only afford a house between, let's just say, $250,000 and $275,000, something like that. I only have a certain amount of cash to put down. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate the solver tool first, because many of us will not have the solver tool add-in. So if you go over to here to File, and then you come down to Options, and then you click on this Add-ins tab, click on Go next to Excel Add-ins, and then you're going to see that there's this little checkbox to click on the solver add-in. I click OK, and then I go over here to my Data tab. You're now going to have Solver. So when I choose that, you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of fields to fill in here. So let's go over some of these. So the first thing is your objective. So I know that I only have $50,000 to spend. So what I'm going to do is very simply click on the area where it says cash to close, because I know that's my one variable that says, hey, listen, you know what? I only have 50,000 and that is my cash to close as part of this data set here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this 87,000 is linked up to a series of formulas. So you'll notice that I have some of these are just basic inputs that are more manual, and the others are dependent on some of these inputs to create a formula. So for this part, for the objective, it needs to be a formula. So I'm now going to click on that and then come over here to say 50,000 because that is what my objective is. And then how am I going to get there? By changing which variables. So now let's go ahead and come over to say, hey, listen, it needs to be my purchase price needs to change in order to get there. And then these three need to change as well. Because I can't figure that out myself, so the calculation is going to happen to tell me what these four variables are going to do to these formulas to give me the scenario that I'm looking for to be able to only spend $50,000 on a down payment. Now what we're going to do now is just simply click on Solve. Once I'm finished with that, we're going to come back to these constraints. So I choose Solve. This is going to come up. It tells me Solver found a solution. All constraints and optimality conditions are satisfied. We haven't actually put any constraints on it yet, but we can see that it's changed it from that 87,000 to 50,000. I can now see that I can buy a house at 291,000 with a 15% down, and then this is my interest rate, and this is going to be my 30-year loan. So that's pretty good. But now I want to find out, well, you know what? Maybe I can buy a house that's a little bit more expensive now. So I just want to see what other kind of parameters I can be working with. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Restore Original Values. I click OK, and that puts it back to where it was before. But now I'm getting a little bit curious and maybe a little bit excited at the prospect of maybe buying a house that's maybe a little bit more expensive. So I'm going to go back to Solver, and this time I'm going to add in some constraints just to see how high I can go, and then possibly toying around with some of these other variables here. So that's where our constraints come in. So the first constraint I'm going to say is now setting my purchase price to greater than or equal to, let's just say, $350,000. I'm going to say Add, because now I want to do another constraint, because I don't want to go over, let's say, $425,000. So again, my cell reference is back to the purchase price. And this time I need to say less than or equal to, and let's just say $425,000. And now very simply, I click OK. I'm going to see both of my constraints here. My purchase price is less than or equal to $425,000. My purchase price is greater than or equal to $350,000. So in other words, we're going to figure out how to spend our $50,000 somewhere between these two amounts. So now let's go ahead and click on Solve. It's going to tell me it's found a solution here. And now you can see there it is, $350,000. And once again, my $50,000 is still there. And we're going to see there's my monthly expenses. And this is how much my down payment is towards that. My interest rate is 6%. Term length is also 30 years. And this is how much my loan amount is going to be. Because remember, all of these are factoring into the formula. So once all of these change, all the rest of these change as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So if we take a look at this formula, you'll notice that this particular cell is being fed by these other variables here. Let's go into our mortgage costs. You can see all of these are feeding into that. Let's now go to our cash to close, which is also a formula. And that also factors in from my down payment cost, my purchase price, etc. And of course, so does my monthly expense. Now, if you want to continue doing this and go back to your solver once again, very easily, you can go back to solver, and then you can always go back and change these and delete these just the same. So you can see, very powerful to do some very complicated calculations to really solve some of the mystery around some of those complicated numbers. So go ahead and try that with this data set, or if you have another goal that's a little bit difficult to find the correct calculations for, the solver tool might just be the right one for you.
What was your favorite part of this tutorial? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Visit the Simon Says It channel, explore our videos and training sessions, and decide what you want to learn next.